Marks 2 years since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we're checking with local educators to see how their lives have been impacted.
In the first part of our 4-part series, COVID 2 years later, I sat down with a few teachers to hear their stories. Nearly 2 years ago in March, the COVID-19 virus forced education systems across the world to adjust in ways they never thought were possible. In-person teaching quickly became online learning, and teachers were put to the test.
Just being so far away always made me feel very, very unhappy.
TJ Rios is a 9th grade literature teacher at Libertas Academy. Her first year teaching was interrupted by the pandemic. She says the hardest part about it was not being able to connect with her students.
It just made it that much harder for us to build those connections with our students and be that person that can be there for them and also care about them.
And that distance with her students created a challenge for her that ultimately affected her mental health.
I think it really just got to a point where things just got more complicated, things just got sadder, and it was just really hard to cope with that.
Other teachers had similar feelings.
It takes a toll on myself, and I know other teachers as well.
Melissa Tavares is a health education teacher at Chicopee High School.
Come in and want the same thing too immediately after. How did you handle that?
She tells Western Mass News she never imagined the pandemic would close down her school. Now she's trying to adjust to a new normal. With masks on and other COVID-19 protocols, she says it's hard to keep her students alert and dedicated to their work.
And this kind of almost stopped everybody, and then they kind of started to slide down with their motivation and their energy levels, and they tune out much quicker. Their attention spans are shorter.
So, like many others, she had to adjust the way she teaches.
I want them to be talking themselves more. Like it's more discussion based. We'll do group work and everything for the students just to have what they missed out on for so long.
And while focusing on her students' education, she also had to focus on her own mental health by setting boundaries.
Learning it's okay, I need to actually put down my phone, stop doing either schoolwork or whatever it really is, and just take time to, think about myself.
Another local teacher also had to pivot to adjust to the challenges of online learning.
So real quick, a la carte this week, we have cheeseburger chowder.
My biggest concern was being able to get the level of instruction to the students in the manner that I needed to.
Chef Eric Rogers is a culinary arts instructor at Westfield Technical Academy. He typically teaches his class with a hands-on approach, giving students real-life skills they can use in the restaurant business one day. But virtual learning made his methods a lot more difficult.
I was just very concerned that students were going to be left behind if they didn't have what they needed at that moment to be successful.
But he found a way, something he says was a positive impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, since his culinary arts students are studying to become chefs.
We can do this. We can do curbside pickup. We can do takeout.
He had his students transform the school's restaurant Tiger's Pride to adjust to the COVID-19 protocols, providing them with real-life experience.
So here's a situation, we really can't control it, but what can we do about it? How can we alter what we typically do and still meet the demands of our customers?
And although it wasn't always easy, Chef Rogers says he has a lot to be grateful for.
If anything, it's brought me closer with my family, it's brought me closer with my students, my peers that I work with here and colleagues. It's kind of brought us together as more of a family.